They said Terrell Owens was toxic, a locker room cancer, a selfish diva more concerned with celebrations than winning. But what if he was right all along? What if the same league that criticized him for being too outspoken simply couldn't handle his honesty? What if the teams that blackballed him didn't like how much he exposed the truth? Terrell Owens didn't just burn bridges, he lit up a system that wanted him to shut up and play. And maybe that's exactly why they turned on him. So today we're asking, was T.O. really the problem? Or was he the one telling the truth the NFL didn't want to hear? Terrell Owens entered the league in 1996, drafted in the third round by the San Francisco 49ers. He played alongside Jerry Rice, learned quickly, and by the early 2000s, he was a top-tier wide receiver. Physically gifted, emotionally intense, and impossible to ignore, Owens dominated defenders and headlines. He gave the 49ers an edge they hadn't seen since the Montana era. But the problems? They started almost as fast as his highlights. Owens clashed with coaches, called out quarterbacks, celebrated touchdowns with Sharpies, popcorn, and mockery. To fans, he was electric. To the media, he was a distraction. But let's pause here, because it's easy to say Owens was selfish. But was he really? Or was he simply unwilling to play the game off the field the way the NFL wanted him to? In 2004, Owens was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, and the hype was unreal. Teaming up with Donovan McNabb, the duo looked like Super Bowl material, and they nearly were. That season, Owens had 77 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 14 touchdowns in just 14 games. He broke his leg in December, but made a miraculous recovery to return for Super Bowl 39, catching 9 passes for 122 yards against the Patriots. He put his body on the line and balled out. But after the loss, Owens felt disrespected. He wanted a new contract. He felt he had earned it. The Eagles said no. The media turned. Suddenly, T.O. was ungrateful, difficult, arrogant, and things got worse when he criticized McNabb in public interviews, suggesting his quarterback had gotten tired during the Super Bowl. Cue the headlines: locker room cancer, selfish, divisive. But here's what they didn't say. T.O. played in that Super Bowl on a broken leg and still delivered. He was underpaid compared to other elite receivers. His criticisms, while sharp, were about winning, effort, and accountability. So why was he the villain? After being released by Philly, Owens signed with the Dallas Cowboys in 2006. With Tony Romo at quarterback, he revived the team's offense and was a key piece in multiple playoff runs. From 2006 to 2008, he posted over 1,000 yards each season and totaled 38 touchdowns. But again, controversy followed. He cried at press conferences defending Romo, "That's my quarterback," clashed with coaches behind closed doors, and was ultimately cut after just 3 seasons. Not because he couldn't play, because he wouldn't conform. This pattern repeated in Buffalo, Cincinnati, and then nothing. No injuries, no major scandals, just silence. At 37, still in elite shape, T.O. was out of the league. Let's ask a real question here. If a player is still producing on the field, but isn't wanted by any team, what's really going on? We've seen aging stars decline gradually. We've seen veterans stick around on smaller deals. But with Owens, it felt different. Was it his mouth, his honesty, the way he publicly demanded accountability from quarterbacks, coaches, and ownership? Or was it deeper? Was T.O. punished for being unapologetically himself in a league that punishes individuality? In 2016, Owens became eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He had over 15,000 receiving yards, 153 touchdowns, second all-time in postseason receiving yards. But he didn't get in on the first ballot, or the second. It took until 2018, his third year of eligibility, for T.O. to be inducted. And when it finally happened, he declined to attend the official ceremony. Instead, he held his own speech at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Why? Because even in the end, the NFL wanted to control his legacy. They wanted him to be grateful, quiet, humble. But T.O. wasn't interested in rewriting his story to make others comfortable. So let's step back. They said Terrell Owens was toxic. But what if he just refused to lie? He called out poor leadership. He challenged quarterbacks who coasted. He demanded elite effort from himself and others. Was his delivery perfect? Number. But neither is a system that vilifies outspoken players while rewarding silent compliance. T.O. didn't conform, and maybe that's exactly why he was punished. Because the NFL doesn't just want stars, it wants safe stars. Players who win, entertain, and never challenge the shield. But Owens, he challenged everything. And that's why his legacy is complicated and unforgettable. They said Terrell Owens was toxic, but what if he was the mirror, reflecting everything the NFL didn't want to see? He wasn't perfect, but he wasn't the villain they made him out to be. So what do you think? Was T.O. out of line, or was he just ahead of his time? Let us know in the comments. And if these stories matter to you, if you believe players deserve to be seen as more than just headlines, subscribe to NFL Unwritten. We tell the stories the league would rather forget.